but you only go back to the grind diet from the chill diet you were doing once you're damn good and ready. And not like, man, I could still use a few days of the chill diet, but let's push. Don't push any harder than you think is sustainable, but challenge yourself. And this pattern of grinding and then chilling, grinding and then chilling, grinding and then chilling, letting the fatigue of dieting come up and then come down, come up and then come down, can work well for weeks and weeks and weeks. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength, the Simplest Diet Ever video series part 3, the last video in this series, adjusting to challenges in the diet process. There are 4 kinds of challenges we're going to talk about today that you might encounter in attempting to do a fat loss diet. 1 is hunger and diet fatigue, which are pretty gnarly. 2 is the question of how long you should diet for, because people say like, oh, I'm doing a diet. And you ask, oh, how long have you been doing this one? They're like, oh, I'm not so sure. I just do it until I look better, and then giant question marks appear and I have no idea what's going on. We're going to talk about how to train and stay active during your diet, which is a big deal. It's not all just diet. And then, of course, what to do after your diet. Because once the diet ends, we can tell you when it ends, but what do you do after? Let's take each one in turn. When you don't eat enough calories, by definition, you have a caloric deficit. You don't eat enough calories to maintain your weight, you lose weight and fat, which is an amazing thing. And that's the core proposition of something like the Simple Science diet. But unfortunately, your body hates doing this. Even though it's good for you, your body's not programmed to like this process. And your body will let you know of its disgruntled nature in 3 different ways. 1 is increased hunger. 2 is reduced daily mental and physical energy. And 3 is disrupted sleep. All of these things together are called diet fatigue. And they're a big deal, and we need to attend to them and understand how to reduce diet fatigue after detecting it and knowing it is a problem. In other words, after a few days or weeks or months of dieting on the grind diet, the tough part of the Simple Science diet, you'll start to experience the following effects, which are termed in total, again, diet fatigue: hunger, energy problems, and sleep disruption. Let's take a look at what these look like. Hunger can reflect itself in a few ways. 1 is that your Simple Science diet portions used to be very filling. You're eating the meals and you're like, oh, this is great. But lately you're feeling like you could eat a lot more. Not good. Another thing is you start to fantasize about food a whole lot, the kind of foods you're going to eat when you're off the diet, and commercials for junk food hit. Normally you look at a Burger King commercial and you're like, that looks greasy. I don't know, have like half that burger. But nowadays, after you're really hungry, you're looking at it and you're like, wow. Those people in the commercial have true happiness. I wish I was one of them. Then you know you're pretty hungry at a deep level. What about energy? You'll notice at some point after grinding a diet for long enough, you could run into a couple of things. 1 is that you're notably slower, both mentally and physically. I'm right now, as recording this, in a huge deficit, and I feel like I'm aware of what I'm going to say just about half a second before it comes out of my mouth. Not good. Luckily, I haven't said anything too crazy yet. Mentally, you're slower. Physically, you're slower and just have less oomph. And you can tell. Another thing you may notice is you kind of just want to sit down all the time instead of stand. And when you're sitting down instead of sitting, you want to lay down. Really low energy. Your body will let you know when you're burning a lot of fat for a little too long, and diet fatigue is too high by really reducing how much perceptive energy you have. You can also notice that doing even simple tasks like taking out the garbage can seem insurmountable. Normally, you're sitting on the couch, and the wife, here we go, take out the garbage, Morty. Your name's Morty in this, by the way. Why wouldn't it be? And normally, if you're not dieting, you're like, all right, Charisse. Right? Scott the Video Guy, Charisse, that works. It's a name that exists. And you go and do it. It's a nuisance because you should have never gotten married and the garbage just piles up like your legal fees. What? It's a nuisance, but you get it done. No problem. You get up off the couch, do it. No problem. If someone is interviewing after, like, hey, was that tough? You're like, why is there an interview guy in my house? But no, that wasn't tough. If you're dieted down enough, if your diet fatigue is high enough, when she's like, hey, you okay to get the garbage really quick? And then we'll go out like we were planning. And you're like, sure, honey. And you look at the trash can and that movie effect, Scott, you'll know what I mean when I talk about like the distancing effect. What's that called?
I forget, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They zoom out, zoom in at the same time. And the trash can looks like it's 10 miles away and looks like it's bolted to the ground and weighs a ton. And you're like, oh God, I gotta get up off the couch, walk to the trash can, get the trash out, walk to the garage to put it in the actual dumpster, walk all the way back. But no, it's not over yet because I have to replace the trash bag with a new bag, which means I got to get under the sink and bend down and then I'm going to poof the bag up. That seems insurmountable. If it's starting to seem insurmountable and it's part of a pattern and you're grinding through the diet, yeah, your diet fatigue is really high. And another one, lastly, is you just often feel brain dead at work and at school. And that's not cool because those are really, really important things. So if your energy levels are low enough, you're going to have to do something about it. Lastly is sleep. 3 ways this can present. One is you have trouble falling asleep because you're so damn hungry. That's annoying. You lay down, you're like, let's go to sleep. I'm going to count tacos jumping over a fence. No, wait, sheep. Oh, but lamb's really good. Damn it. And then you're still awake because you're hungry, thinking about food. You may be able to fall asleep, but you might toss and turn more at night. One of the reasons this happens is as you become more and more diet fatigued, your baseline level of fight or flight hormones in your bloodstream elevates, hormones like cortisol. And when you have a higher than normal amount of fight or flight hormones, you kind of tend to fight or fly in your sleep a little bit more, tossing and turning, waking and going back to sleep, low quality sleep that makes you less well rested and impedes further abilities to burn fat by a huge margin, which is really bad because sleep is critical to the fat burning process. And another way this can present is you go to bed at night, no problem. You sleep quite fine, no problem, but you wake up really early in the morning. You're supposed to wake up at 7. You're wide awake at 4 in the morning and you can't go back to sleep. And you feel this nervous energy. That means that you're in a pretty bad way and it's time to do something about reducing this diet fatigue. So this kind of diet fatigue, when it gets bad enough for you to say, okay, I'm definitely experiencing this, and it's not just tough, it's very tough. I'm really taking a hit on hunger. I'm really feeling the low energy and my sleep is really in a bad place. You have to make a change. The Simple Science diet has 2 diet modes. The grind diet, which is tough, which may accrue some diet fatigue for you, and the chill diet, which is more food and much easier. At this point, when you feel really, really messed up, it could take you a week to feel this. It could take you 8 weeks to feel this. Switch to the chill diet and you're going to feel way better, especially after a few days of eating it. If you're still losing weight and you switch to the chill diet, just keep chill dieting for as long as you like. You're still losing weight and now it's easy. But if you feel pretty damn good again after a few days or even a few weeks in the chill diet and you want to get some more real hardcore fat loss going, you can give the grind diet another shot. Switching back and forth as your body allows you between the chill diet and the grind diet is going to give you your best results sustainably because you never push it to redline too long until you fall off the wagon. This is best done especially if you're honest with yourself and you push hard until you give up on the grind diet, but you only go back to the grind diet from the chill diet you were doing once you're damn good and ready. And not like, man, I could still use a few days of the chill diet, but let's push. Don't push any harder than you think is sustainable, but challenge yourself. And this pattern of grinding and then chilling, grinding and then chilling, grinding and then chilling, letting the fatigue of dieting come up and then come down, come up and then come down, can work well for weeks and weeks and weeks, but not forever. So let's chat about how long this kind of diet should be. So how long should you diet for? There's a wide range. You can use the Simple Science diet to diet for as few as 4 weeks on end and see really good results. You can also diet for as long as 12 total weeks and get even crazier results. Shorter than 4 weeks probably won't give you the sustainable results that you're looking for. You diet for 4 weeks, some cool stuff happens. Unless you make some pretty scientific adjustments, you're going to regain a lot of that weight. But more like 6 and more like 8 and more like 10, etc. weeks really puts a dent into stuff. On the other hand, if you diet for longer than 12 weeks, we highly encourage you to switch to the chill diet as your baseline daily diet. Just the chill, no more grind. Technically, the diet's over. And every now and again, every few days, take one of the meals, replace them with a super tasty meal, cheat meal, so to speak. Keep it in moderation, but fun nonetheless, here and there. Especially if your body weight is staying around the place where you like it, and then you can totally have a few meals here and there. After that, no sooner than about 8 weeks after your last grind diet ended, you can begin another cycle of grind/chill to do another 4 to 12 weeks. So basically you diet for 4 to 12 weeks. As soon as you stop, you go to chill diet only with some cheat meals thrown in if you like. Do that for at least 8 weeks to really reduce diet fatigue, both physiological and psychological. And then you can start another 4 to 12 weeks of chill/grind dieting, really hammering in the results, really getting good fat loss. Don't get too attached to the scale. After you're finished with a phase of dieting and you go to chill plus some cheat meals, it's okay to regain a few pounds when transitioning. But after you regain a few pounds in about a week or two, the scale should be pretty flat. It's the long-term, multiple cycles of grind/chill, multiple 4 to 12 week cycles, specifically 8 to 12 week cycles over the course of many years that are going to give you really, really drastic results. No one diet is going to make you get into perfect shape. Now, to get the best out of the long term, let's talk a little bit about how to exercise during your Simple Science diet. Here's the thing. You can do any kind of physical activity that you like, and the Simple Science diet will work. But lifting weights between 2 and 4 times a week, and you can do more if you like, but 2 to 4 is a real good sweet spot for many people, is going to give you a huge upside. How? It's going to build strength. It's going to improve your health. It's going to build a lot of muscle. And because it builds a lot of muscle, it makes your physical shape that you get after the diet much better as you get leaner. So instead of you getting leaner and people are like, are you sick? You look skinny. They're like, damn, you look amazing. Are you going to compete in a fitness competition? That's what you want to hear. And training with weights and building that muscle is critical for that process. Now, in the description, you'll see that we have a link to the RP Hypertrophy app. You can use one of our preloaded templates. We have multiple templates of 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week training to get started anytime you like with that. But if you train at home with only very limited equipment, we have the RP Gym Free templates, and they are included free of charge in your Simple Science Diet bundle that you can also purchase in the description, which is really kind of amazing. Now, that's for the training, the lifting part. There's the physical activity part at baseline that we've talked about in these previous videos. Getting at least, 10K steps a day, maybe 10 to 12,000 steps a day on most days is a huge advantage because it makes sure that your body is humming in the background and burning extra body fat. Just a little, not to make you too fatigued, but just enough to make the diet really enabled to do the work. And because you track your steps daily, hopefully you can get a step tracker like I have that's like $20 from Amazon, or you could just have your phone in your pocket all day. Many people do. Your phone, every single cell phone tracks steps anyway. The fact that you know your daily steps holds you accountable to being active, even if you're a bit low on energy. And if you're doing a few of the grind days in a row on the Simple Science diet, you're going to feel what low energy feels like. And you're saying, I have 8,000 steps right now. Get up, Mike, get up off the couch, do another 2,000 steps, go check the mail, go walk the dog, come back, and you'll be done for the day. It'll be good. You check box enough days of I got at least 10,000 steps a day, and I did the diet I was supposed to, you will see results. All right, the diet's over. You got your results. What do you do after the diet? Because this is a really big deal if you want results to last. Most people skip this part. They'll do a diet, they'll be successful, they'll come off the diet and giant question marks appear, and then they're back to being fat shortly thereafter. No good. We already covered a little bit of this, so just a few extra details. You can diet for anywhere between 4 and 12 weeks, no wrong answers. And here, dieting means that you're using a combination of the grind and chill diet, but with no off-plan junk food, strict eating. Once you're done with dieting, you switch to the chill diet, and on occasion, you can have some bullshit junk foods. No big deal. You're going to wait 8 weeks at least to really drop physiological and psychological diet fatigue because the body needs to recover. Dieting is hard. Do I have a diet for you? You can just do diet and diet and diet and diet and diet and, a year later be shredded to the bone? No, nobody has that diet. I can't wait for biotech to invent it. It's just not here yet. Here's the thing. Dieting is hard. So in between diet phases, you need to give yourself time for maintenance and relaxation, where you regain maybe a few pounds and then flatline after that. If you don't give yourself those breaks, you're going to be pushing harder than your body and your mind can handle. And that's going to lead you to quit and rebound and just eat snacks and cookies and cakes and gain back a bunch of weight. This is one of the most reliable insights from research on dieting. You push people too hard, they rebound 99 times out of 100. Do you get 0 bonus points for grinding all of your diets into a pulp and then rebounding out? Yes, but you get negative points because you're canceling out the results that you have. Imagine you get a 95% on a test and you think that going the extra mile and dieting even further gets you 105%. But in reality, the diet fatigue you create makes you rebound and you regain 10 pounds after the diet because of a crazy 2 weeks after where you're just eating everything in sight and you're completely inactive because you burned out. You look back on your test grade, it's not a 95 anymore. It's a 75. You cost yourself retroactive problems. That's a big deal. We're living in a culture fueled by movies and Hollywood and motivational stuff and fitspirational shit on Instagram and TikTok that pushes the average person to go a little bit harder. So it really rewards that, like, do it, grind, go that extra mile. And it's great for the average person. But if you're watching this channel, and if you're ready to invest in your fitness journey or continue your fitness journey, you're already not the average person. And some of you, myself included, push way too goddamn hard too often and pay the price for it. Do the diet, take the chill time after, because if you don't, you're just going to break into pieces and you're not going to have much fitness to speak of, even though you suffered that entire time. Lastly, we have some links in the description for you. The top link doesn't just give you access to the Simple Science Diet, as long as you pay us, of course. I'll get to that in a second. It gives you the whole beginner bundle for folks that are starting into fitness or getting a refresh into fitness, or not beginners at all, just want a simple approach to get their fitness in order. We have a lot of stuff. We have in this is what you get when you buy the one thing. Of course, you get the Simple Science Diet, which is the topic of all three of these past videos. We value that at about $100. You get the RP Gym-Free Workout Plan, which we also value at about $100, $200 so far. We throw in the Understanding Healthy Eating book, which is about a $20 value. The Renaissance Kitchen e-cookbook, the Something Sweet e-cookbook, both of those are together about $50. We have 2 PDF guides in there for you, a meal prep tips PDF guide and an on-the-go eating guide. Together, they're about a $100 value. We have Mr. Nick Shaw's CEO's Fit for Success book included with that, which is about an $18 value as we counted, curious number. And we also have multiple ebooks called the Made Simple series. They break down fat loss dieting, muscle gain dieting. They break down how to train with weights for strength, how to train with weights for hypertrophy, and everything in between, made ultra, ultra simple for you. All of these ebooks are included in this bundle, all of them. Together, we estimate that's about a $100 value. So we got 200, about, let's see, 260, 360, 400. This is close to $500 of value. I sound like a super salesy marketing person right now, I promise. I'm not. Were you convinced by that? I wasn't. You get all this stuff for $99, for $100 fucking dollars. The Simple Science Diet itself is $100. You get everything else in this list for free, which is pretty fucking sweet. Is it like buy now, you have to buy, limited offer? Not really. But I just think this is really awesome stuff. And as far as objective value for your money, we're trying to hook you guys up because you guys are the shit. And we really give a fuck about your goals that you're achieving. If you're interested in a more advanced plan that tailors the diet around your workouts and is really for exotic levels of leanness and muscularity, the RP Diet Coach app is also linked below if you want to click on that. If you're interested in growing real serious muscle, the RP Hypertrophy app is also linked below. If you've had some success, but you really would like a coach, we have some of the best coaches in the world working for us at RP Strength. And that team of coaches is just a click away for you, also in the description. And lastly, I'll say this. Salesy Mike switched off, real world Mike switched on. If you're not into buying stuff, no big deal. I'm going to see you guys next time for more, always free, always educational, and sometimes maybe if I get lucky, funny videos on the RP Strength channel to keep you guys informed, jacked, lean, and shit, maybe even tan. Click on stuff, buy things if you're interested. If not, see you in the next video. Either way, see you in the next video. I've been Dr. Mike. See you next time.